This is my project lesson plan regarding children with expressive language problems. This lesson plan is directed towards children preschool age. The goals and objectives addressed in this project are answering simple what and where questions when a picture is shown, and labeling pictures and objects accurately. Now, for this project, we're going to be reading Brown Bear, and we're going to do a couple things. We have a lot of animals in this book, so I have cut out and colored the animals in this book to match the book in these little laminated animals. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to talk about each animal. We're going to identify what the animal is, that this is a fish. We're also going to identify the color of the animal. This is an orange fish. And lastly, we're going to talk about the characteristics of this animal that make it unique. So fish have fins, fish have gills, fish has a tail like this, like a fin. Not a lot of animals have that. Okay, and then we're going to talk about what and where questions. So we're going to give them some examples of questions we're going to be asking. For example, we can take these two animals and we can say, Johnny, where is the yellow duck? And have them pick out the yellow duck. Okay, we can ask, what does the yellow duck say? Quack, quack. So they understand what and where questions. Give them examples that we're going to be doing from the book. So then, once we've achieved all of that and we have an understanding of the animals and an understanding of what and where questions are, then we're going to read the book. So the book is called Brown Bear, What Do You See? Alright, now we're going to be using either a felt board or the whiteboard with tape on the back of these pictures, and we're going to hand them out to at least one child is going to have at least one animal. They'll probably have more than one, and we're going to tell them that what we're going to do is, as we're reading the book, when you see your animal on the page, I'm going to ask who has that animal. I want you to raise your hand. Then you're going to come up and you're going to take your animal and you're going to stick it on the board. Okay? So this is kind of what we're going to do. We start with the bear. Who has the bear? Johnny raises his hand, he has the bear. So he brings the bear up to the front and I say, Brown Bear, what do you see? Who do you have? And I would like him to say, Brown Bear. Stick it on the board. Okay, so Brown Bear, what do you see? And the next line is on this page, however, I'm going to turn the page so they can see the visual of what I am saying. I see a red bear. Red bird looking at me. Not a red bear. Okay, so we're going to say, who has the red bear? Bird. Who has the red bird? Alright, Jamie, you have the red bird. Come bring it up here. Jamie, what did the brown bear see? And she'll say, a red bird. Stick the red bird up here. Okay, so we're going to end up with a lot of these animals. A green frog, a blue horse, along with many more animals up on this board. Okay, when we're done reading this book. So the next part of this project is going to be to call up the children and say, Jamie, come up here. Can you tell me where the green frog is? And I want her to pick out the green frog and take it off. And say, great job, Jamie, you have the green frog. And ask her to hand it to me. And eventually we'll end up taking all these animals off the board. Now, if this becomes difficult for a child deciding which animal is correct, we can do a couple things. We can identify the animal by color, say, okay, which animal is the red animal? And if they still don't find it, we can go even deeper and say, okay, we're looking for the blue horse. What animal has a mane? They still don't get it. What animal has a long tail like a ponytail? What animal says neigh? Or we can also take a couple off the board and say, which animal is the blue horse? And then they have a fewer selection and they're not so overwhelmed by how many they have to choose from. Now if this is not difficult enough for them, we can ask them questions like, if we are on this page, we can say, who saw the red bird? And then they have to remember the page before and say, the brown bear. We can also ask questions like, where do bears live? Do they live in the ocean or do they live in the woods? And those are some little bit more things to make them more difficult and intrigued. So that is my lesson plan.